So far, we've focused on just creating super elevation for our main roadway lanes here. So we got our eastbound lanes over here, our westbound lanes. And now I want to talk about creating auxiliary lanes or add lanes, widening lanes, whatever you want to call them. Typically, you may have these auxiliary lanes for just over a short distance of your project, and we need to be able to figure out a way to get those particular super elevation calculations in our lanes into our project here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go zoom down towards the end of my project. And down towards the end of my project on the eastbound side, we're going to be creating a third lane here because we're going to widen out from 2 lanes, we're going to widen out to a 3-lane section near the end of the project. So when we do that, we want to create an auxiliary lane to have an additional lane to define our super elevation. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this particular exercise. So to add an auxiliary lane, we have to go up to our super elevation panel and we have to select create super elevation lanes. Now this is the same tool that's used to create the main roadway lanes. So I'm going to locate my first super elevation section. I'm going to right click to complete and I'm going to follow the heads up prompt. So for my lane name, I'm going to call this eastbound auxiliary lane. I'm going to left click to accept that name. And for the type of lane that we're creating, we're going to create a auxiliary lane. We have 2 types of lanes that we can create. Primary, which are the ones we've already created here, and then we have the auxiliary lane. Okay, so we're going to set this for auxiliary, and notice how the tool settings box changes and adjusts itself. And we're going to left click to accept that. And for the application type, now this is going to determine how the cross slope is handled when you define your auxiliary lane. We can have the cross slope follow the adjacent lanes, so we can have it follow the super elevation of these existing lanes that we've already created, or we can have it be a constant cross slope. So in this particular case, we're going to do a constant cross slope. So I'm going to set this for constant, and then left click to accept. And then for the side of center line, this is going to be on the right side of the center line since we're working on the eastbound lanes here. So I'm going to left click to accept the right side. And then for the offset, inside edge offset value, it's going to be measured from the center line. So it's going to be 49 feet over here to the inside edge of this particular lane we're creating. And then the width of this auxiliary lane is 12 feet. So we're going to key in 12 feet and then left click to accept that. And then the starting station, we're going to start somewhere down over here at like 763 plus 50. So key in 763 plus 50, press enter to lock in that value. And then for the ending station, we're just going to go and press Alt on the keyboard to lock into the end. So we're going to be creating this auxiliary lane just along those station limits, okay? And then also the cross slope that we're going to use is going to be a constant cross slope of minus 2.5%. So I'm going to key in minus 2.5% and then press enter and left click to accept. And it's going to go through and create an additional lane for us there. So that's our auxiliary lane. So what's going to happen is we have our 2 lanes here on our main line, and then when we get to 763 plus 50, we're going to widen out to 3 lanes. Okay, so, and then the cross slope for this auxiliary lane is just minus 2.5%. So you can see that here, minus 2.5% at 763 plus 50. So that's going to be what's defined for that additional lane through the rest of our project here on the eastbound side.